Macro keys are a boon to anyone who works with any photo or video editing program. If your favorite application has lots of hotkeys, using them saves a lot of time. Having a programmable keyboard definitely helps with that, as you can make any key do whatever you want. But what if you want something more efficient, something more dedicated? I present to you the Max Keyboard Falcon 20 Macropad. The Macropad comes in a pretty basic cardboard case with the black and white Max Keyboard logo and model number stamped on the top. Max Keyboard sent me 2 units, one fully assembled and one that I have to assemble myself. What's missing is an instruction manual, so you're going to have to go to their website and download the documentation. The case of the Macropad is pretty much just a bent switch plate. It's a low-profile, flat-angled case with the PCB exposed on the sides and of course on the bottom. I'd be worried about accidentally touching the PCB when it's in operation and possibly damaging it. The aluminum is very thick and sturdy. The CNC work and anodization both look top-notch. However, I do not like the aesthetic. If you go back all the way to 2015, lots of keyboards actually looked like this, but it's 2018 now, and this is looking to be a very dated aesthetic. You know, it looks like something you picked up at a hobby shop instead of a $70 Macropad. Keycaps are nothing to write home about. They are OEM profile, shine-through, translucent painted keycaps. With enough use, the black will wear off and you'll be left with just translucent keycaps. The keycaps that come with it are for your typical numpad layout. So if you adjust it like how I have, the legends won't really make sense. The good news though is that the keycaps are all the same profile, so even if you put them in the way that I have, it will still be usable. If you're looking for legends to match your macros, good news! Max Keyboard is known for making custom keycaps. Don't expect GMK or signature plastic quality though. The PCB is very high quality and well manufactured. I like how there are USB ports on each side. I'm not a fan of any boards that have micro USB-B. Sure, they are more common and have a higher insertion cycle count, but I've just broken a lot more micro B connectors than I have mini B ones. Did you know that it's actually possible to put a micro B cable the other way around? Yeah, it does happen. The soldering looks excellent. The PCB is thick and multi-layered, and the USB ports are actually through-hole mounted. In the event that something goes wrong with them, it will be a relatively easy fix. All other components are surface mounted. This PCB also has additional components such as a power switch and 3 buttons that are marked as LED mode. My particular board was made in May 2nd, 2017, version 1.2. The PCB also has a Cortex M0 chip, which based on my cursory research, can actually be supported by QMK firmware. Someone just has to do the work. Regardless, each key is still fully programmable using their proprietary software. Now what makes this PCB truly stand out is that it's got fully programmable per key RGB and a fully programmable RGB underglow. That's pretty awesome at the $70 price point. The Max Keyboard software is probably one of the nicest interfaces I've ever used. Is it perfect? No! But in terms of software that lets you program a keyboard, I'm ranking it pretty high up. Let me show you some of the features. Alright, this is what the software looks like. You've got 6 buttons on the top, and as you cycle through them, you'll see that the color changes. This is the only time where you actually have an interactive and real-time effect on the Macropad. You'll see 6 other buttons here. Basically, these work by first selecting the key you want, such as 7, and then you can make a macro. You can launch a program, make sure it's of the .exe format. You can assign a key to it. You've got mouse clicks, media keys, layers, your typical 104 keyboard, and LED modes. You've got sync program. Basically, if you have Chrome opened up, it will switch to the layer of your choice. In this case, it's layer 5. And last but not the least, we've got backlight settings. So you've got a variety of LED effects from normal lighting all the way to RGB random single key. And these work by, actually let's start with breathing mode. Select a color that you like, green. You could even set the individual RGB values. Then once you hit apply, the LEDs should be green and should also be in breathing mode. And what do you know? There it is. It looks kind of more turquoise to me than green. But if you actually want to do a per key RGB, you need to do customize right there. So let's pick pink. Let's use pink for 7, 9, 1, and 3. And then for your underglow, let's see, maybe a yellow. So you have to click right on the center, otherwise it won't take. For example, see that? Oh, there we go. And then, unfortunately, the brightness applies to everything, so you can't really individually choose that. Then once you hit apply, there we go. So that's just a quick run through of what this software can do, but as I said, I really like this. This is really hard for me to judge. Its best feature is that it's fully programmable and it's per key RGB. I'm very impressed by this functionality. It's a very high quality and well manufactured product. But at the same time, I think it looks terrible. Okay, fine, maybe not terrible, but dated. It's a dated aesthetic and not up to 2018 standards. For those of you out there who have the technical know-how, design your own case. This is a great platform, it's a great kit. Its only real flaw is the case. So if you can design your own, more power to you. So I do actually use this product. It's extremely handy, and I guess as much as I care about aesthetics, usability is just as important or even more important. If it were me, I'd actually keep the stock case, but design some kind of frosted acrylic base where this would screw into, you know? Max Keyboard, if you're watching this and you make something like the product that I just described, sign me up. I'll gladly purchase one. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this Macropad. Put them in the comments down below and let me know what your ideal Macropad is like. Until then, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye now.